Alright, welcome everyone. We're going to be doing some 7 Days to Die today. This will be a fresh world for the stream. Alright, let's see what we got here. Forests. Nothing but forests. And some water in the distance, it looks like. Alright, if anybody's never actually played this before, it's changed a lot since they first released it. It's gotten a little bit more difficult to start, but if you're patient, you can avoid dying too much. If at all, if you're careful. Alright, first we'll start doing the menial tasks they give us. Designed to teach you, I guess. Doesn't help a whole lot, but hey, there you go. Alright, gather 20 fibers and make a bedroll. Let's gather some more fibers. I need more to make clothing. Alright, bedroll's done. Just place it down. This is in case you die, it'll give you a place to spawn always. Usually it's best to place it someplace you've already got a home or a fortification. But for now, that'll do. To keep you from spawning in a random location that may be very far away from your things when you drop them. Alright. Need to make a stone axe. Gather some wood. There's the wood I'll need. Now I gotta find some rocks. You could punch a rock like that too, but it takes too long. Two we need. Don't need shotgun parts yet. There's a third one. There's a fourth. Alright. And make an axe. The stone axe is your basic tool for cutting down wood, trees that is, breaking stone, repairing, a lot of things. Alright, let's break a stone. As you see in the corner there, I now have to make plant fiber clothing, which it doesn't offer much protection, mostly from the elements to keep you from either freezing. Although at times it can also make you too hot. Alright, we broke some rocks. Let's make those clothing now. If you know you're in a hot area like a desert, instead of wearing the plant fiber hood, you should wear a plant fiber hat, which gives you some cooling. But to complete the quest, you have to at least put on the fiber hood. So, personally, I always wear the fiber hat no matter what. And there we go. Now the next quest, we need to put all those on. Which I already have, so the quest will be complete. There it goes. Complete. Now I can put on my fiber hat and recycle this hood. Get some of that fiber back. Not that I'm, have a shortage or anything, but it's good to get into the habit of recycling things instead of just tossing them on the ground and going on your business. Stone is used for many different things, mostly repairing your axe, making arrows for a start. You can make cobblestone with grass fibers, and I believe they changed it to clay now with stone. But most people, when they first start, they'll be using wood to create their first fortification. And you keep in mind, you have to do this by the 7th day, otherwise you'll be hit by the horde. We're gonna need wood now. And our axe is just about needing repaired, and we're out of stamina. That's another thing to consider. When your stamina gets low, you do less damage to trees, to zombies, to anything that you attack. And you receive less resources for each strike. But while we're waiting for that, we'll go ahead and repair our stone axe. At the start of the game for the stone axe, it's best to just go ahead and repair it and then make a new one. It takes less resources, and you really don't lose a whole lot of durability. But later, as you get higher level items, you're going to notice the durability goes down much faster per repair until you get skills to diminish that. As you see, the quest next is to craft a wooden club. So we'll do that once we have enough wood, which we do now, but I'd like to finish this tree. Alright, here we go. Watch out. Don't fall under don't go passing under a falling tree or you will die. No questions. You can also kill zombies with that too if you aim a tree at them when it falls. Not easy to do, but it is possible. The zombies don't tend to stand around letting you drop trees on them. There we go, wooden club, and next it wants us to create a wooden bow and some arrows. I suggest you always make arrows in a wooden bow as soon as you can. It's a lot safer to kill things with, especially zombies. And it lets you hunt if you can find anything to actually hunt. I'm low on feathers, as you see. You need feathers to make arrows, so we're going to have to find bird's nest to hopefully find some more feathers. Goldenrod. That's a good thing to keep on you. You can replant it later, but with a cooking pot, a glass jar, and some water, you can make goldenrod tea, which has a wellness factor that water doesn't, and it rehydrates you more. So always grab a bit of that while you're running around, because it's everywhere, so it's not like you're going out of your way to grab it. Oh, there's a nest. Just eggs. No feathers. Eggs are good for food. You can use them for... You can boil them and eat them, which is not recommended. They don't give enough food value. Or you can make pies with them. Blueberry pies, which are okay. But of course that requires you to have cornmeal blueberries. So it's best just to keep the eggs for bacon and eggs, if you can find some meat. It's simpler, doesn't require as many components. These give wood too. There's sometimes a faster way to get a little bit of wood when you need it than chopping a tree. Some more rocks. Cotton used to have a bit more value to it because you can make cloth fabric and then make some cloth clothing, but now they've made it so that you need duct tape to make clothing, so it's not as useful. But it's good to keep some around in case you ever need to make a splint when you break your leg like you often do in this game. Snowberries. You can use these to make a drink that helps you survive cold conditions. Well, as you can see, we don't need that right now, so I'm not going to worry about them. Pick up stray rocks. And these usually have some nice stuff in them. Oop, don't break them. This one had a glass jar. Glass jars are a premium at this part of the game. Especially if you can find a campsite with a cooking pot. Oh, there's our first zombie. There he is. Look at him. Lumbering towards us. Oh, reload of arrow. There you go. Always aim for the head. Loot him. He's got nothing. But I need to destroy his body because I'll need a bone. Well, this part of his body will eventually degrade on its own. I don't need to break my tool doing that. It'll eventually turn into a piece of flesh that you can then harvest for rotten flesh and bones. The bones can be made to make shivs to make skinning and butchering animals easier and more productive. Oh, there we go. Zombie remains. As you see, I got bone and rotten flesh. The rotten flesh at this moment is not very important or useful, but later it can be used to make fertilizer for gardens. So it's something good to keep if you have the room. Ah, good. A lot of nests here. You can make more arrows. Perfect. There we go. Lots of arrows. We'll need those. You shoot a lot. Of course, if you're a more melee person, then you can get up and close with the wooden club. But if you're not careful, you can easily be overwhelmed or become infected with the zombie virus, which will kill you in 7 days without treatment. Oh boy. As you see, sometimes the arrows tend to go through their heads too sometimes. And the zombies like to wobble their heads around a lot. See, I'm infected now. That is not a good state to be in. Jeez. There we go. Forgive me for my poor aim there. It happens. Now I'm going to have to try and find either antibiotics or a jar of honey. At this stage of the game, neither of those are very likely. Ooh. Silent zombie. Alright, there's a house over there. I'm going to take a look. Have a higher chance of finding things you need in houses and towns than you do out in the wilderness. However, those trunks that I showed you earlier, they have a very good chance of having honey in them, so always check them. They can also have flashlights too, which can be useful in the dark as a flashlight, clearly, but later even more so as they add on to a gun to give you light on your rifle, your shotgun, your pistol. Quite helpful, especially in dark areas. Okay, very wet, no stamina left. And as you hear there, I'm starting to get cold because of the water. But I'll be fine. Alright, you know what, it looks like it'd be an easier way in. Sounds like we have some friends inside waiting for us. Oh, yes we do. Must be one upstairs. Looks like there's one on the couch. Yes, there is. Oh, he's alive. There we go. Woo! Skydiver. Best to get out of the stairwell. Not a good place to fight. Ooh. Very dangerous place. This is something they added recently. Well, the sleepers. Houses can have many, many zombies in them compared to before. Many of them can actually be death traps. Especially if you're low on health. There we go. These guys are the worst with their wobbles. Okay. Zombie's still in the house. They broke the door for me, so that's good. Oh, bookcase, what we got? Nothing. Any food? No. There's a zombie in the bathroom. That guy. What are you doing up there? Well, you can stay up there then. Just let me check the medicine cabinet. Murky water. No use to me right now. Though this candle might be used later. Another candle. Excellent. But as you see, not a whole lot in here. Unfortunately, no cure yet. A toilet in there, huh? Alright. Oh, time to leave. Did I check you? I did not. Well, that's part of the recipe for... Oh, look, forge? Oh, it's destroyed. Ah, well. Some iron and nails, now, not important. Let's give these a check real fast. Never know what you'll find in cupboards. Okay, get some water. Always useful. Another glass jar. More water. Most commonly you'll find water or tin cans, but you never know, you might find something decent. Oh, here comes a fat one. Well, I'm not going to bother him. We'll just move on. He's of no threat to us. Looks like another village? Maybe an industrial complex? Take a look. Or is this a trader? Might be a... Ooh. Might be a trader. Yeah, it looks like that's what it is. Yep, Trader Joe's. Well, he would probably have antibiotics. I highly doubt I can afford them at this point. His prices are not usually very nice. Hey, look at that, free blueberries. Why, thank you, sir. Those will come in handy. Antibiotics, moldy bread, nitrate, and bottled murky water. You know what? We have ourselves our antibiotics. Our lives have been saved by a trader post, which are randomly scattered throughout the land. You can find them many different places. Here, let's distract this guy. How did that miss? There you go. Hey, come this way. There you go. Goodbye. There was murky water in this toilet back here. See, you never know what might be useful. There was some murky water up here too, I believe, in this toilet. No, there wasn't. Okay. Well, we got the murky water we need. Now we just gotta break some more rocks for the nitrate we'll need. Okay, there we go. Nitrate. There's one more nitrate. Some coal. We don't need that. Here comes our friend. There's another nitrate. We'll play Ring Around Rosie with him for a while. We're out of stamina. Oh, we have what we need. Now we can go make some antibiotics. We don't have to buy them. Excellent. It'll look like it. There we go. Don't want to be fallen in by zombies now, do we? Alright, we just have to add a bit of wood. There we go. In 1 minute, we have antibiotics. Alright. We just have to wait for that to finish. Sun's going down, you can see how the shadows are moving. Oh no, wait, it's going up. My mistake. It's getting towards noon. 13 seconds remaining. We won't have to die today. We're very fortunate to find that moldy bread. There we go. And we'll use that. There we go. No longer infected. We shall survive another day. Take our wood back. See if there's anything else of use here. Oh, a forge. It definitely could be of use. However, we could make some metal and probably get an iron pickaxe or maybe even an iron axe out of it. But I think I'm going to wait until I can make my own forge. Personal choice. I mean, if you find one of these places and you have the materials to do it, then by all means, go ahead and make yourself some tools while you're here and to help you along until you're able to do your own. Always close the doors behind you. No one's always walking in. Although I think they fixed that. It's just a good habit to have. Ah, our axe is dead. Do repairs again. There we go. Alright. We're going to need some wood. We're going to have to start building a base here soon. Half the day's gone away already. And all we've managed to do is nearly kill ourselves and then save ourselves by the skin of our teeth. Great day. There we go. Down it goes. Alright. Onward. The zombie can stay over there. Check the rubbish. Anything good? Nope. Move on. Oh. Splat goes to... Wow. Okay. Canned chicken soup. And several kinds of ammunition. Not very useful at the moment, but... you never know. Carrion. Yeah, I hear you. That's a coal deposit, I believe. Oh, there he comes. Woo! And get out the club for this guy. Always wait for him to come in. Ooh. He stopped. That was weird. I shall demonstrate how to take care of these guys. Move out of the way, and repeat until it decides to bludgeon itself to death on your club. Coming around for another pass. There he goes. Ah, feathers. Takes a little getting used to, but killing those it's actually really easy. As long as you don't try to shoot them down at the sky. Several zombies here. One to the head. Two to the head. Must be missing. There we go. Shouldn't have took that many shots. Oh, this guy here. This is one of the big bikers. And that was my last arrow. Well, here we go. There we go. Now just clubbing to death. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, and he's scared. The irony. It kills. More antibiotics. Makes you wonder, how did he become a zombie if he was carrying antibiotics on him? Oh, who knows? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? Oh, bottle. Useful. Be nice to find a campsite. But as it stands, I see no camps. Well, of course, you can't see beyond what I've explored. But right now, we are in an area where food and, surprisingly, water are rather plentiful. No, I was wrong. It wasn't a bird's nest. The plains areas, as where I am now, tends to have a few cactuses here and there. Well, cactuses can be made into food by gathering their yucca fruit. And you can also turn yucca... Oh, hello. Excuse me a moment. Oh, that's right, I'm out of bullets. I had to make more arrows. Now, as I was saying, yucca can also be made into a drink if you have glass jars. Oh, you had to interfere, didn't you? Yucca juice, which it cools you off. Ah, denim pants. Look at that. Wear those, and we'll wear the tennis shoes. The yucca can be produced into a juice, which can give you a fluid source should you be dying of thirst. So the cacti can be both a food source and a water source, which means you can pretty much indefinitely survive in this area. As long as you have cacti laying around, which you usually do. The most deadly enemy in the game are the cacti. They do untold amounts of damage just for touching them, and they like to hide in the grass so you can run over them, like these little guys here. You don't see them when you're running, and you hit it, and you lose 5% of your health. So, well, maybe not that much, but you hit a couple of them, you'll know it. good to gather a couple of these. Even though I have food and I have plenty of water, it's always good to have a backup. Yucca isn't a great food source, but it's better than nothing, and it'll keep you from starving. Of course, a side benefit of eating yucca is also it replenishes a little bit of stamina, too. So it can be used to run a little further. And you know what? I keep forgetting to make arrows, so we're going to have to fix that problem. Back off a bit. Is that a deer? Just killed itself? Oh, no, it was a zombie got stuck on a cactus, as you see. Cacti here are quite deadly. They tear zombie legs off all the time. Okay, that's enough cacti for now. The plains are also a good place that you may find corn growing wildly, which can be a great boon later when you're creating a farm. Especially if you can find potatoes. Corn and potato. Oh, there's corn right there. As I was saying, corn and potatoes with meat makes beef stew meat stew as they call it now. One of the greatest food items in the game. Give you the most wellness, as you see here. And there goes his leg. And that was all done by a cactus. Yes. Crawlers are the hardest to hit. In the head, anyway. Why are you ignoring me? A hoodie. Well, that could be useful if it gets cold. Which it often does, without warning. Because the game has a very poor weather system that it seems to forget that rain doesn't fall in the desert, and neither does snow in most cases. So you should not be standing in a full desert with 3 days of rain. As you see there, he just dodging my arrows. Alright, we have some skill points to spend, so we'll go ahead and do that. Skill points have many different uses, and everyone can pick their own idea of how to do so. I like to start with a minor 69er. It increases, as you see, the block damage and the harvested resources, and it also decreases the stamina used with a mining tool. That's no question, that's great. And I also tend to use Sexual Tyrannosaurus, which increases your stamina gains. So at every swing of a tool or of a mining pick also has a bit of negation from this because you're regenerating your stamina a little bit faster. And of course, miscellaneous crafting reduces your repair time, reduces crafting time, gives you better repair results, and of course it's only 1 point, so it's quite useful to grab. The next thing you should grab if you have the points to do so, which right now I do not, only have, as you see, 1 available point, is toolsmithing. The higher you get this, the better the higher level these things are. Tools like your iron pickaxe, your iron shovels, your fire axes, your stone axes, anything that's a tool gets a higher level for every level you select of this. So that's quite useful. The higher the level, the more efficient the tool at, say, cutting down a tree and getting more resources per tree and faster. We'll look around here a bit more. And then I think we'll set down a small little hovel by the lake. Or is this a river? Oh, it could be a river. I can't see very far, even though I have the maximum draw distance one. Brass. Brass is an always grab. Brass is a limited resource. There is no way to farm it other than to find things like this. Door handles, brass radiators from cars, brass light fixtures, doorknobs, etc. That's the only way to get brass. So if you find anything made of brass, scrap it and turn it into raw brass, because you are going to need it to make bullets, and there's no other way to get it. So always grab it. No matter how small it may seem, it all starts to add up. Another little... see? The fates smiles on me, don't they? Jars of honey. I have antibiotics and jars of honey falling out of the sky. Now that I don't need them. Alright, anything up here? No, nothing up here. Bit of this. Zombie for 2. Always zombies, no matter where you go. Find a nice flat area and we'll begin building a house. And I think for now we'll call this live stream done. It's getting a little bit late here. I started late, so more probably later. Let's see here. I'll have to get rid of you. Ah, dear. Sneak mode. It allows you to hit things a little bit harder. Sneak attacks usually do 2 times the damage. So if we can hit him in the head... Ah, there he goes. He's running. He'll either bleed to death or continue running until he outruns me. See if he will stop running. He's going up the hill. It looks like he stopped. See if we can hit him from here, huh? Oh, something must have spooked him. We're never going to get him this far away. That was my fault, I missed him. Oh, well. I guess he decided to die. Okay. We'll go ahead and harvest him. Leather is extremely valuable right now, because we'll need that to make our forge. Oh, hello. More black denim. Don't need that now. Alright. Well, this would seem like a good place to stay. It usually causes zombie spawns, and you really don't have to worry about that. So it's best to just move on and find another place to build a home. Or at least stay. Most of the POIs are very bad places for spawns, and you don't want to live in them. You could wake up... Well, you don't go to sleep, but you could end up with zombies spawning in your kitchen while you're standing there, so it's not a good idea. This looks like it might be a decent place right here. It's a little flat. Has a small cliff on one side. Yeah, we'll start here. We'll put down a house here. Right in this area, right here. Alright, we need to make some wooden frames. Okay, wood frame. Might only make 3. Oh, I must have spent all my wood, didn't I? Yes, I did. No, I don't need broken glass right now. That's pretty useless. This is going to need repaired. Wow, I used up all my stone, too. It's because of those arrows I made. Right. I did make an awful lot of them. That's my fault. Easily fixed. Acting as if I don't have room for rocks. Well, I could eat something. I haven't eaten or drank for a while. There we go. Pick up those stones. Now we can repair this. Grab a few more stones. Make sure that doesn't happen again. Alright, now we need some wood. Can't make a home without wood. Alright, let's see what we can do with these. Make a small, basic home to stay in. Oop, one too many. Alright, the basics laid out. Take one for the door. I'm gonna do a whole house like this, but hey, it gives you the general gist of it. A bit more wood. We can do something. Now, if you remember, I said that our stone axe also does repairs, but it can also be used to upgrade blocks, such as wood frames, which I'll show here. I'm going to reinforce the door. There you have it. And that's how it's done. We'll just continue this next time, and we'll have a nice little wooden home to live in. I guess one could call it a box, but the box keeps the zombies out, so that's all that really matters. It's a place to put our things and to begin expanding from, and grow bigger and bigger as you go along. Alright. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Have a good night.